Oh, welcome into another unboxing with Super Heroclix. Today we have the Con LE Kanjar-Ro. This is a DC character. We'll go ahead and pop it open here. I'm actually pretty excited for this piece. I'm not too sure what he does yet. We'll figure that out together. But I remember seeing him from the Justice League cartoon back when he was trying to gaslight John Stewart into thinking he blew up an entire planet. Crazy episode. John Stewart was just about to just go and let them kill him because he really thought he blew up that planet. And this guy is just a space pirate who was trying to make a little bit of money. So, like I said, just a crazy piece. I'm excited to actually see him. I think this might be the first time he's been clixed. Give you a little closer look at the sculpt here. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into the card and see what this guy actually does. So Kanjar-Ro's keywords are Injustice League, pirate, politician, and ruler. Interesting with politician. I didn't know he was into politics. But pirate makes sense. Injustice League could be a cool addition. And then ruler is just a solid keyword. We'll go ahead and get into the trait. Gamma Gong. This kind of seems like this is the main thing this guy does. It says Pulse Wave. When Kanjar-Ro uses it, he instead has the following range and effect depending on how many Gong tokens he has. So 0, range of 4. After resolutions, give a hit character an action token and Kanjar-Ro a Gong token. 1 Gong tokens. Range 8. After resolutions, give hit characters 2 action tokens and Kanjar-Ro a Gong token. If he has 2, he has a range of 16. After resolutions, give hit characters 2 action tokens, remove all Gong tokens from Kanjar-Ro, and hit characters have immobile until your next turn. Whoa, this is kind of crazy. This is interesting because so he gets the Gong tokens by banging the gong, by doing the pulse wave. The first time is pretty simple, but you do get to give a hit character an action token. So you're not only dealing them damage, but kind of immobilizing them a little bit. The second one's kind of crazy with a range of 8 and 2 action tokens, but the last one, a range of 16, that's like the whole map. Like if you have him in the middle or close, not even close to the middle, just a few squares up, that is entire map reach of Pulse Wave. So that's kind of crazy. I mean, you're definitely going to hurt your own characters too, unless you can give them protected Pulse Wave somehow. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just can't think of it right now. But yeah, that could be pretty insane. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's been a ruling that came out recently specifically for Bard Harley Quinn, where you're able to use Pulse Wave even if there's no opposing characters that you could target. And then basically you activate Pulse Wave, you check to see if there's any opposing characters rather to deal damage to. There's not. And then Pulse Wave ends, but if it's a special Pulse Wave, any power or ability that would trigger with it still gets to trigger. So if I'm not mistaken, which I probably am, but if I'm not, that means you could just kind of throw this guy in the corner and then have him Pulse Wave, once or twice to get the Gong tokens up. And then now you could have him eventually do his, spend 2 Gongs, Pulse Wave, range of 16, and just attack everyone on the map from a safe distance. So I think there's definitely some potential with this guy. He actually has some other power, so let's go ahead and check those out. He has a special movement power that says Stolen Zeta Beam, phasing/teleport. When Kanjar-Ro uses it, roll 2d6 and replace his speed value with the result. He only gets those on click 5 and 6, but that's pretty solid where you can now phase, because he only has a 4 movement. So if you roll lucky, you can give him a 12 movement potentially. And if you roll really bad, you can give him a 2 movement. So that is a kind of a hit or miss, but it's definitely a way to retreat. And then he has a special damage power, Treacherous Technician. Perplex. When Kanjar-Ro hits with a close attack, after resolutions, you may unequip an equipment equipped to a hit character, then equip it to Kanjar-Ro. So that seems pretty good too. Anytime you could take equipment away from someone is usually a good thing. The only thing that I'm not crazy about is you only get this damage power literally on click 3 and 4. And you're definitely going to want to do Pulse Wave instead. So, like I said, a decent damage power, probably not going to be used very often. But yeah, that's it for Kanjar-Ro. As always, we rank these. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably put Kanjar-Ro. I'm putting him at a 6. I think he has definitely got some potential. I love the idea of doing that pulse wave from across the map, but his dial, the rest of his dial, and everything else he does is just kind of okay. So yeah, like I said, 6 out of 10. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to another unboxing with Super Heroclix. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep on clicksing.